What's up? Welcome back to Tuesday.
Smells good, by the way, dude. Because I haven't had
Super
dinner
Serious
yet,
Edition?
So, yeah, exactly.
Oh man, you asked me what brand of pasta sauce I use, and I was specifically trying to remember it. I want to say it's Classico.
Classico? Okay, that sounds about right. Sounds good.
That's a real one?
I think.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
can Google it right now
No, I'm
if
pretty
you
sure
really
it is.
wanted me to, right? So.
I'm pretty sure it is. So anyway, let's talk about the Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Yes.
And
yes,
the tiers, because there has been this whole discussion on the Twitterverse of late about Ultra Street Fighter 4 tiers. Nice one, David. I'm the greatest.
Dude, so I already, today is total casual day, whatever. We
Yeah,
can
I
do
know.
whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
Anyway, and there has been very little agreement about which characters are the best or good even, or what,
Right.
or how small or giant top tier is, or
Which I think is fantastic, to be honest with you.
It's nice.
Because, I mean, the reason why the topic kind of got brought up is because you mentioned that you're surprised that a lot of the top tier characters are still being heavily unused,
that's what I think.
right,
Yeah,
in the States.
yeah,
And especially with this whole, 500K year-long
right.
thing coming along.
You want to put yourself in the best position you can be in to win. It's a lot of money.
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
you're not going to win it just by winning one Capcom Cup. Because that 500K is spread out throughout all the tournaments.
They did
And
say
you're
that.
not getting into Capcom Cup unless you win all those other tournaments.
Right.
Right? So this is something that you've got to dedicate yourself to all year round.
So if you had, just to start things off as kind of a jumping point, if you had to name a top 5, either what would they be, or would you be able to?
I wouldn't be able
You don't think you'd be able to?
to. There's maybe like 3 characters I would put in there right now. One of them that everybody disagrees with, except for Kim, which is Fuerte.
In your top 3.
No, in my top 5. I've said
Oh, so
3
he's
of
one
the
of the
top
3
5.
guaranteed
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
top 5.
I actually think he's probably like 5th place, even though I don't know who's 1 through 4. I just feel like that character, even as brilliant as Peppadai has been playing him and as smart as Peppadai is, I still don't think he's using him optimally. I feel like, because like I said, he still goes too nuts.
Yeah.
He still, every once in a while, goes into vanilla
You're right.
Fuerte mode.
Yeah, he does.
And if he just kind of excised that and played really carefully and this fake crazy go nuts thing, I actually think he'd do better
Yeah,
than he's doing right now.
yeah.
So honestly, I do think Fuerte is in top 5.
Okay.
I still think Fei Long is in top 5.
I for sure have Faye in top 5. I
Right.
think people are crazy to not put him in top 5. He still has almost all of the things that he had before, okay?
Uh-huh.
Rekka is like very slightly more punishable.
Mm-hmm.
Some characters can do a little bit more about it than they could before. But Crouching Strong and Crouching Fierce are ridiculous,
Mm-hmm.
and he can, as Fudo has showed, you can just stand at a range and threaten there and react with Rekkas, or buffer Crouching Jab Rekkas, or stand Jab Rekkas, and it's really impressive. A lot of characters can't do anything about it. And he has good defense, and his mix-ups are good, and the damage is fine, and he has corner carry still.
Yeah, I think it's funny that they took away his low short chain, so you can't get caught trying to jump back or something like that. But then they just gave him low short stand fierce link,
Right,
which is more damaging.
right,
Right? Now he can link into close fierce and do bigger damage.
right.
So I don't know.
And by the way, Close Fierce works from farther away than it did in
right?
previous.
Exactly.
So,
To make that work. Yeah,
Right.
So I don't know.
he seems to have everything to
I
me.
still think he's top 5.
Yeah,
I still think
yeah,
he's
me
top
too.
5.
Me too. I think a lot of people would say Rose is top 5.
Yeah. She's getting up there. Someone asked me if I thought Rose was the best character in the game, and that I do not believe.
Yeah.
But top 5 potentially, yeah. Top 5.
A lot of people
potentially.
mentioned Ibuki.
Yeah, Ibuki's another one of those characters that no one can prove that she's that good.
Okay, so let's talk about that list. Yun, I'd also put in there.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
though it's -1 lunge punch now rather than +1, it's
What
like,
about
so
Evil
small.
Ryu?
Yeah, Evil Ryu, I would look. I don't think that top 5 is realistic. I don't think that you
Yeah.
can really talk about it. But in top tier, definitely I would have Evil Ryu.
Yeah.
But I would also have a whole host of other characters. I mean, I really thought about this the other day, and I ended up with 20 characters in top tier, and I was really trying to decide, like, which one of these characters do I not think is is top tier.
I mean, we joked about it. Like 20 characters are in the top 10,
I
right?
really- I was
but
really
it's
thinking
like
about it.
legitimate.
And
I saw your Madman
even
Cafe
had-
thing. Yeah.
I even had a second tier that I thought was legit. It had like Vega in there, and I was like, okay, I don't think I can move him up, but he shouldn't be below this. So there was this whole tier of characters that were there, and that was still like 10 characters, 15 characters.
Yeah.
But I thought that there were these other characters that were clearly above him and other characters, but were not so clearly above anybody else in that top tier.
I mean, honestly, it's almost fair to say that there's a 20 character top tier, a 20 character high tier, and then like the 4 characters that are just kind of down there at the bottom a little bit.
That probably is pretty accurate, really. It probably is.
And the funniest thing about it, some of those characters who are down there aren't even necessarily as down there now that the 1.04 patch
They're
is
not
out.
that bad. Look, DJ was never terrible. He was not. You weren't gonna win a huge major with him, but you could totally win like a local with him. You could threaten people who didn't know the matchup very well.
You could take out Team Canada with him.
You could even do that. Yeah, even in a previous version. Actually, that might have been better than Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, I
DJ.
think I think you're right.
Then.
I think you're right.
But
Yeah,
no,
I think you're right.
but even still, he's not that great. But he's viable.
Right.
He's fine.
So he used to be low tier. Dalsum used to be low tier. Dalsum, I mean,
Slight buff, not a big
yeah,
deal.
it's just a slight buff, but it's so hard because obviously on some matchups he's great.
Still great in some matchups.
So it's hard
for
to
sure.
say that he's even bottom tier, right? Honda's another character that was
I
kind
think
of
I would
bottom.
move Honda up. He just
Yeah.
has more viable damage.
Dude,
It's
the fact
more
that
practical.
EX moves forward, EX hand
Yeah.
slap moves forward and he keeps charge is huge.
Right, I agree.
Is huge. Not even just in terms of combos, but now you can do pressure, and after they block the EX hands, they have to worry about if you can butt slam or headbutt or
I had
EX
thought about
headbutt or Ochio throw and stuff
Are
like that.
are you at advantage
I don't think
on block?
that's a good question. I'm not
I'm not
not
sure.
100% sure, but I don't think he's punishable. I don't think he's punishable.
That would suck if he was punishable.
Yeah. But I mean, if he's not punishable, that's just a really good way to get in now.
Sure.
Because before you had to hold forward, and after it was done, you're like, I'm
That's true.
completely weak.
Yeah, you could just
right?
be doing crouching jab EX in footsies, and if it's blocked, now
Right.
you're close.
Exactly.
That would be okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
So I actually think that's actually really good.
Anyway, yeah, I think he's about mid.
I'm just waiting to see if anybody on the stream says if it's punishable or not.
Okay,
EX
yeah, that
hands.
would be good to know if anybody
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
But think about these characters who I was pointing out as being characters I thought were top tier, but that not that many people use. I'm just gonna bring the old character list in here because that's
Okay.
what I need. Let's see, Capre. I think she's really good.
Yeah. Not everybody in this room agrees.
Not everybody agrees with that. El Fuerte.
Even Broly said DiCaprio might be top 5,
Yeah.
which was I don't know if I'd go that far.
I don't know
but-
enough about how she plays now. I
Right,
haven't played
right,
against a
right.
good one since it came out.
So they're saying SRK Wiki says it's 0 on block.
Okay, cool.
So it's actually really good then.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I-
it's really good.
I like that for him. So there's a couple. Fei Long, just a couple of top level players. That's it. I don't know why that is.
Yeah,
That seems
it's
so
like
bizarre to
Fudo.
me. Gacked.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, but then then there's like some players that are like almost there, but like not on the same level. I don't know why that he's easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a Fei player, you got to deal with it.
Look,
He's easy and really good.
Like I honestly think if Justin played Fei Long, like he would kill everybody.
Oh, yeah, I could totally
Because
see that.
he would play him so lame,
Yeah,
and it would be so boring to watch.
yeah.
He would go back to being the Justin of old.
Well,
and people-
sometimes I root for that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like he needs to go back there. But like, if he played Fei Long, I think it'd be really good. But I think he's even said himself that Fei Long is too boring.
He has said that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So DiCaprio, Fuerte, Fei Long, Hakan, Ibuki, Jury. These are characters that like nobody plays. They're like there's like 3 known players in the world.
Right.
Makoto. All these characters are so
Poison
good.
could be good.
But a lot of people play Poison. So
Oh,
I don't-
okay, yeah.
These are
you're
characters
right,
that I think are
you're
really
right.
underused.
That's true. Well, I mean, like, what about Rose? Like, there's Luffy, Filipino man.
Yeah, but I know of other Roses.
Okay.
Okay, like they're not on the same level.
Arturo.
Yeah, Art, for example.
Yeah, right.
I know of other ones. They're just not. Maybe she's in that, but I don't know. Isn't it weird though that there are more Rufuses than there are Yuns? Yun's another character. There are more Sagats than there are Fays.
We don't even have a lot of Sakuras out here.
Yeah.
We
There you
have
go.
Alex Myers and then Chris G. But like even Chris G has been messing with like Elena and stuff like that. So
In the defense for like Rufus versus Yoon, it's the execution barrier is so much lower.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that Rufus is a little bit more stable in a lot of matchups, but the ceiling for him is not the same.
Agreed.
The ceiling is
Yeah.
higher for Yun by a bit.
Yeah.
So,
I saw someone talking. I don't know. I'm so low on Rufus right now. I just don't think he's as good. I just don't think he's a good character that much anymore.
yeah, I think he's. I would look. He is either mid tier, or if we're gonna do what you were talking about earlier, one big old top tier, one big old mid tier.
Uh-huh.
He's towards the end of that mid tier.
Yeah,
You know, I just don't think he's that great.
Yeah. Okay. See, I mean, I've been saying that. A lot of people have been
Yeah.
arguing with me on this on
Not
Twitter.
that he's
and
bad. He
stuff.
certainly beats characters, but
Yeah. I mean, look. If we're saying like he's at the bottom of the mid tier, it means he's still amazing. That's just the way I feel like the balance in this game is.
Kick after all.
yeah, the
Yeah.
dive kick is nice. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a fine character. It's just that he is way overused, right? I mean, like,
Well, that's only just because of Justin and
Not
Nikki,
even, like,
really,
They're in comfort
Brent.
zone. 'Cause if someone
Yeah,
picks
Brent,
him up
Andreas.
A year ago, if someone picks up a character a year ago, they probably don't want to drop him just yet.
Right.
Especially
Do you want
after
to
getting
want to
cheap.
like scooch in onto the screen?
yeah,
or
you
whatever
just
like
join
that?
this, man. Who
Like,
cares?
Just like
Yeah.
scoot over a little bit, yeah. Just because everyone's like the voice of
Phantom
God
dick.
is coming from off screen, so yeah.
I'm still more or less off screen.
Yeah. We'll
This
scoot
is-
in a little bit more.
Oh,
So
Yeah, we're getting snuggly.
yeah, that's fine.
That's
Oh, it's
fine.
better than it used to be when we were on that couch.
Actually,
so.
this looks fine. Check it out.
Oh yeah, actually, this does look really
It actually
good.
looks
Yeah.
totally reasonable.
Yeah, so this is Olaf
Yeah,
Redland.
introduce
if you
yourself, or
guys
James will do it.
Don't.
Yeah, Olaf. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. I do not think Rufus is stronger than Cammy. Cammy's
God,
not
no.
that bad.
Oh yeah,
God,
come
A
on.
lot of people are saying that
She's
Cammy
good.
is like not as good.
Why is she
and,
not good?
And like I would be the first person to say she sucks now, but
I think-
I don't think she's bad. She
I think
just,
it's more. Oh, sorry.
I just think she's honest now. Honestly, she's honest now. So
I think it's more one of those things that it's not that she got worse; it's that other characters got better. I think they just caught up to her more, so she has to play more honestly.
well, the delayed
I do
wake
think
up.
she got worse.
The delayed wake up hurt her.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
The
yeah,
delayed
of
wake
course.
up,
Yeah.
that's what made
But-
her honest. Now it's not, hey, I backed through you, you died.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now
but
it's,
it's one of those things.
She
it's
still
a
has
system-
everything, right?
It's a system change, not an
Yeah.
inherent character change.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
You know,
But she,
Marvel
she,
got
she still
changed
has
that way.
she has good normals. She has good jumps. She has good walk speed. Good damage. Hit confirms. She just has all the things.
So the thing
Defense
is, like,
fine.
so they nerfed all her damage and her stun on all her normals. You can still get the same amount of damage and stun, but it costs meter now. It costs FADC off of the drill, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why she got nerfed in essence is to do the same damage before she has to sacrifice EX dive kicks. Or she sacrifices damage to get the EX dive kicks. Before, you just save meter for EX dive kicks because that's all you needed it for, right? Who the hell cared about every other EX move or super that you had?
Sure.
So now, this is what I mean. She's just more honest. So she can do what she did before, but now she has to think about the meter more. So I still think, like we said about those two tiers, I still think she's in the upper half.
Oh,
tier.
yeah.
Yeah, I think she's still up there. So
I definitely agree with that.
Oh, stream chat.
What's up? Yun, look, I do think it's true that people overrate Yun. By the way, I think that he is a good character, not as easy to use as people say. Lol, he's not the hardest character, but he's not like as brained as I had thought. I tried him for a while because I was like, why isn't anybody winning with this character? He seems so good and so easy, and he wasn't as easy as I had expected.
right.
So
But I think I still love the way he actually uses the red focus because that way basically he gets Ganesian combos plus an EX at the end, or gets to save it for later and build up towards the same combo again.
yeah, there's like no more Grenades.
It's changed his versatility so drastically.
That's a good question. What do you think about Dudley now?
Oh, Dudley, I would definitely have in that high tier, in that top tier.
Yeah. I mean, he's, for me, if I had to start going to top 10 route, if we divide it into 4 categories,
Okay.
I would probably put him in the top 10.
I think I would too.
Yeah, Dudley is really freaking
He has
good.
like, dude, his pressure is so good. I didn't realize this until just the other day. I was playing against Dudley, and I backdashed, and I knew that Toward Fierce would start a juggle, but I forgot that Toward Roundhouse actually causes a hard knockdown.
That's right.
So I was like backdashing, and he would do one of those things, and I got busted.
Dude.
And like and crouching short, if I backdash, the option select Ultra 2.
Right.
So I had to respect it in a way that you didn't really before. So I think that makes him so much better.
So the one thing that I saw that made me just kind of go, okay, you know what, this character is just, he's ridiculous, right? Is I saw Smug do meaty overhead on somebody, and the guy backdashed, and he was able to jab him out of the backdash. His overhead on whiff recovered fast enough that he was able to jab him out of the backdash. And I was just like, what? Like every other character, if you go for an overhead and you backdash, that's it. Like you have to chase them again, right? But Dudley was like, whoops, jab. And I was like, oh my God. This is ridiculous. So
yeah, I think he's really, really good. What do you think about Viper?
Still
good.
I would put her in the top. Gosh, see, I'm going to put like half the characters in the top 25. Yeah. Seriously, no, she's super good. But all of our Viper players disappeared.
Yeah, I didn't mention that before, but definitely a character who I think is hugely underrepresented.
Yeah, like where the hell did Wolfcrone go? Like
he just doesn't like Street Fighter 4.
Yeah,
anymore.
He just stopped playing it.
He stopped playing it.
Yeah.
You know, Latif moved back to Saudi Arabia. The Japanese Vipers have somewhat given up on him.
Jace the Ace is in Japan right now.
Jace is in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, Fawaz is still doing some good work in Washington, but it's like there's not like that tournament winning Viper anymore. I don't really know why.
I think basically it came down to everyone who played Viper changed their priorities. That's literally what happened. One of my buddies was a strong Florida Viper. Then he joined the army.
Actually, that sounds right. Yeah.
All the Viper players had an epiphany in life.
Right. Yeah.
Like, this broad has a real job. I'm gonna get a real job. But no, she's incredible.
Yeah, I think she's really good. I still think she's
ground
really
control
good,
and pressure and wake up options and
all she has to worry about is just a couple of matchups, and that's the same as everybody. But beyond that, she's just fundamentally very solid.
And I just think some of the buffs that she got were super good. I mean, obviously, every character we talk about, like Hakan, obviously we think is amazing.
Hakan's getting sort of silly. I was trying to think to myself, like, what could I even suggest to Capcom as a buff to him at this point that wouldn't just sound totally off the top like joke.
Right.
And one thing I can think of was like maybe you make it so that medium slide has 2 hits, like T-Hawk medium punch Dragon Punch now, where you can red focus. So he has like a red focus combo.
Oh right.
He doesn't really have that. Right. That's it.
That's his only weakness is he has no red focus combo.
I don't know what else he needs really for anybody to take notice.
Right.
I like one of his Omega changes where he can like charge the Fierce into 2 hits. I like that.
Oh yeah.
That's overhead too, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So here's another question. A lot of people have been asking about this. Where do you think Rolento stands now with all these really cool little buffs that he got? Yeah. Because he got a lot of little things. Really good. He got a lot of little things that... I mean, see, this is the thing. So Rolento's a great example of this. Whenever people think that a character sucks and they demand for buffs, they always demand for, like... They swing for the fences, right?
Right.
And when you suggest these tiny little things, like, that's not enough. But look at Rolento. He got, like, a bunch of tiny little things, and now he's that much better. You know what I mean?
Saving up spare change.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Sure. Yeah, his normals are better. He's better mid-range, better anti-air with normals. He has a better wake-up game than he did before. He can now do roll through a fireball, because it's regular roll through a fireball, and then FADC into continued combo. Yeah. That's mad silly.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to red focus it. He could just go pow and then roll, dash forward and keep hitting.
What? Yeah. That's like pretty crazy.
And like there was one thing that did it, so when you did the roll attack, and if you counter hit him, it used to knock them over. Which was bad, because then if you red focused, it would whiff. Now they made it so it doesn't knock down even on counter hit. So if you see that you're gonna hit him, then you get your free red focus on him. Like,
well, I think he got really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like his game a lot more.
Yeah, Nemo's gonna be scary now. Nemo's gonna be really scary.
For sure. I saw there was a stream with him. There's a 5v5 from Japan.
Oh really?
This past weekend.
Okay.
He was on there and he was doing a lot of good work. He was really good.
Yeah. What about Hugo? What do you think of Hugo?
Hugo is better. I would put him in that big old mid tier that we were talking about. He's certainly not high tier, but he a lot of his hard matchups got better. That's why I think he's better. He's very similar in a lot of matchups, but the ability to clap and still hit people through a fireball or to absorb a fireball much more easily is huge. Like I've been playing against poisons, and that was like just a horrendous matchup.
Or the fact that his super is an I win button.
Yeah, super. Once he has super, it's like almost full screen. You can just unreaction, super easy.
Yeah, no,
fireballs or whatever.
One of my buddies, he was playing Hugo, and I was playing Chun,
Mm-hmm.
and full screen jab fireball on reaction, dead character.
Right. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's kind of like just Chun having Ultra 1. It's the moment that threat is there, you stop throwing fireballs, which is exactly what he wants.
Exactly.
So just hold that super and just wait.
Right.
They're either
It's a
going to
threat.
screw up or you're going to get close.
Yeah.
Which is them screwing up anyway.
And if you happen to get a combo with it, you're just half life gone.
I think he's very strong. I think he's like that top 10, the 10 to 15 range.
10 to 15, okay.
I think he's he's a real contender now.
I mean, it's not just those buffs. It's the stand jab being linkable into itself, because that makes combos that he didn't have before. You could actually have an actual hit confirm combo into Lariat knockdown. But on top of that, on block, stand jab to jab and either jab makes a counter hit setup.
Yeah.
It's really easy. It works at a quarter screen into jab, then jab into clap. Super easy counter hit setup. It's really effective.
But I swear to God,
so
though,
good.
I swear to God, though, they had that moment where they're like, "Did we make him too good? We got to nerf the EX anti-air."
Right. Yeah.
Because now it's like, because before it was almost as bad as like Yoon in Arcade. He was just gone and safe. And so now if he makes a bad guess or does screws up an option select or something, now he just loses.
Yeah. Look, that's fine. I'm happy to take that.
Yeah.
For
For
the buffs.
everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I'm surprised Lariat still is a hard knockdown now that you can easily do jab, short Lariat. You know what I mean? Because that's really good. I don't know. I don't know.
Combo it off the meaty overhead knee.
Yeah.
All day. What do you he's just.
It doesn't need to be meaty. You can just do point blank.
Yeah, but it's safer too, because it's also like then I backdash and he's got options.
Yeah, sure.
So you just do that. It's very much the same as it was before. It's just better when he gets the knockdown. His matchup gets +2 points. It's a lot better. Terrifying
for sure.
Yeah, dude. Every character's good. I don't know. It's so hard.
I mean, look, DJ still isn't that great. Dalsum is still not that great. He's okay. Both of them are okay, but they're not great. So it's not entirely fixed, but it's so close to being fixed that I'm not, even as a Dalsum player, I'm not gonna quibble too much with that, because it's so much more balanced than most games.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, what do you think about Cody? Cody's a character you don't see very often anymore.
I mean,
even though he's popular,
it's just BJ Unchained, right? Is the main Cody that I can think of. Of course, that's West Coast bias a little bit. So
yeah, I mean, Pai Chen is in New York.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But
didn't we at least used to have one more
in SoCal?
Yeah,
I think we did. Yeah, I think we did. But I don't know. Look, I haven't seen the character in a while. I haven't played against him myself. Even online, I feel like I never play against Cody.
Right.
So at this point, he's one of my lesser known. I play against Jury more often.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I know he got some changes.
I don't really know about his changes. I still like the idea of getting the option between the dust or the slow get up. I always like the idea that he has multiple wake up options with now the hard knockdown. You can do dust or delayed and just kind of see what happens. I just think that's cute. That's what it is. It's fun, but it's cute. It's a neat little thing.
Yeah.
No, I got nothing on this one. I played Omega Cody more than I played regular Cody.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, I really enjoy the way Street Fighter 4 is at right now. I really like where it's at.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people talk about okay, let's just get Street Fighter 5 now. I'm sick of Street Fighter 4, whatever that. But I'm not sick of it, to be honest with you. As long as it's been around. I mean, obviously, we also play 15-year-old games and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's without question, the most balanced Street Fighter game, in history, right? Only closest one might be Hyper Fighting. But even that one got a little kind of janky at some points in time. But I just feel that there's no other Street Fighter game that's been this balanced, and it's exciting that way. It's fun. It makes it so that you don't feel like you're punishing yourself as badly with character choice. So, did you think of a game or?
Every time I think of one, it's always with the exception of this character.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's like the top 3 in like Vanilla 4. Vanilla Street Fighter 4, you took out those like top 3 characters and kept with the arcade version, then I think there'd be a contention.
Okay.
But yeah, I think overall you're probably right.
But with 44 characters
It's a lot of
being
characters,
as balanced as it is, it's pretty amazing. So I mean, seriously, good job to like Combo Fiend and all those guys for doing what they've done. So
yeah. What do you think about? Okay, so Broly, I don't know if this is serious, but he just said that Chun-Li is top 5.
I think she has a shot. I would say she has a shot at it.
Yeah,
Really?
I
You
feel like
think
that
so,
sounds
huh?
like nonsense.
I can't. It's not like I'm confirming or denying, but I think
Yeah.
she's got a legitimate shot.
Okay.
She's actually really strong. And one of the things is over the past few years, all of her bad matchups got less bad.
yeah, I can see that actually. I can see that. I think she's super strong. I think she's really good. I don't know if she's top 5, but
I think she's a contender.
Yeah,
Because, I mean,
yeah.
well, let's face it, we're not going to even have a really good scope on top 5 for another 3 to 6 months.
yeah, exactly.
When we get more results, more proofs, more theory fighting.
That's true.
But I think she's a legitimate contender.
For now, myself, when I was doing my little tier list, I had her in the 2nd tier.
Yeah.
I didn't have her in the big old,
Right,
even though
right,
20 characters.
So let me ask you this question
I
though.
don't know.
Okay, another one that's kind of contention. A lot of people are asking about Vega. I'll get to Vega in a second.
Okay, sure.
I want to ask about this one because this is one that people have argued a lot about. Is Akuma.
Okay.
Where do you put Akuma? Do you think Akuma's still really good?
Yeah, I think Akuma's still really good.
Yeah, it's because a lot of people keep saying he's not good anymore, right? Like, he's like the worst Shoto now or whatever, you know? And I just don't think that's true at all.
I think he's the best Vortex character because he like everyone who played Vortex, with the exception of Ibuki, really lost a lot. He didn't lose that much with the slow getup. He still got his damage. The far standing fierce is dumb.
Far Standing Fierce is amazing.
Yeah,
by
That's
the
a
way.
very good buff.
I think that button is so amazing.
That's
so.
a very good buff. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's really good. I feel like he's really versatile. One of the most versatile for sure. His damage is good. People always say, look, is it Evil Ryu damage? No, but it's not that far off. It's really not, especially because you're fishing with different buttons than you used to.
That's the thing. Like everyone, when you always bring up Evil Ryu, I think I'd rather take Akuma's slightly lower damage for the better versatility. I'm not a huge fan of Evil Ryu. I don't think he's the second coming of Christ in the tiers that everyone's trying to make him out to be.
I think he's overrated for sure.
Yeah, he's super overrated. He's good. He's solid. He's definitely strong.
Oh yeah.
But he's
Definitely in top tier. But
I put him in the same bracket as Chun. There are problems. He's not some ridiculous threat.
Right. And the interesting thing about it is, honestly, with the changes that they made to Ryu, I'm not sure that you might want to give up Ryu just to go Evil Ryu because he's Ryu with more damage anymore.
Well, I think I probably still would.
Really?
Yeah, but there are matchups maybe where you don't just because of the faster fireballs, but I feel like overall Ryu's like Daigo and well, not that many others I guess, but Ryu's will probably stick with Evil, I would think.
I personally think
Probably
more people need to
will.
switch to Ken.
Yeah.
Well, Ken is really good.
I was so happy
Ken
to
is
see
really
that
good.
success because I was like, I was right.
Yeah.
He is so strong.
Yeah, Ken is really good.
I don't know. I mean, because like what we saw from Ryan Hart at Capcom.
Look, Ryu's still a good character, don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Just being able, especially like, okay, for example, like the Towards Fierce is really good at killing focus and stuff like that, right? Like, I just don't feel like Evil Ryu has that kind of thing.
No, you're right.
Right? So, I don't know. I still think Ryu is still... Because the other thing about Evil Ryu, which is actually kind of... I guess it doesn't make any difference because he uses all of his meter for FADC anyway. So, I was about to say because it's
Or
his
jump
super
kick Tatsu
sucks,
gimmicks.
right?
His super is a one-frame punish.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Something a lot of characters don't have, most don't. Speaking of one-frame punishes, though, Zangief with super and etc. That's my segue. I think he's still really good.
Oh, I think he's
DX
amazing.
stands.
That's ridiculous.
So
that
God.
is the
God.
number one buff of 1.04.
So nasty.
It's ridiculous.
I can't believe they
silly.
gave. I thought that they specifically made it so that focus didn't hit crouching people to make it fair.
That's what I thought too.
And then they just said, you know what?
Well,
just
because
make
how is it fair that Zangief's focus whiffs on crouching when Hugo's focus still hits low profile?
Okay. I mean, it definitely looks weird, but it's a strange buff because it makes him so much better in footsies. So much better in jump-ins if the character has crouching anti-airs. Some moves recover crouching. Geef now blows them up. He just has access to more crumple, more 500 damage situations into hard knockdowns than he did in the past. Of course, jab green hand is a little bit different. I'm not sure if I'd even call it worse overall, to be honest.
Dude.
It's not the same for hit confirming. You can't do crouching jab, 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 short green hand. Fine.
Right.
But you can totally do short, short green hand. Some characters you can do short, short, short green hand. That's totally fine. And you're still in range to option select afterward with medium punch green hand. That works on almost everybody as a backdash chase down. After SPD, medium punch green hand over, you're still +2. You're totally fine. I think that people are really overreacting about
One thing
this.
that I saw that made me completely go, okay, this is not even really a nerf, was like you said, when he did the hit confirm into it and he hit the enemy and they ended up this far apart.
Dude, you can pick your distances. It's so sick.
Yeah.
You can now end up outside of command grab ranges on characters, which means you have combos on characters you didn't have before. And now you can put yourself just outside of, for example, Ryu crouching medium kick.
Right.
Now, that might not be that great a lot of the time, but imagine you have Ryu cornered. And you leave him like at exactly this range,
Right, exactly.
which is your SPD range and your
And his
range to
whiff
whiff
range.
punish. It's like just this ridiculous
Here's
range.
the thing. When you used to hit with a jab green hand, you forced yourself into this situation
Yes.
where you had to deal with throw or whatever,
Opponent could
all
throw
this
you.
stuff like this. Right, yeah. And the only thing that beat throw was backdash. Right?
Wasn't one of them? It was actually punishable on hit.
Yeah,
There was
Yeah.
one that was.
yeah. I mean, medium punch still is,
But like, so
no,
if you hit him with a
not-
jab
doesn't
green
come up.
hand, the only thing you could beat their throw was with backdash. So you're kind of put into this really awkward situation. Now if you hit him and you end up this far away, that's like where Zangief wants to be. Like, I feel like now at the end of light green hand combos, you're actually in the position that you want to be in. And you can use it in fireballs.
Better
you
to
can
beat
use
fireballs.
it to erase fireballs and stuff like. I don't know. I just think it's better.
I think I hear Snake Eyes laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were Snake, I would not be upset at all. I would be quite happy. Look, there are some matchups where you can't punish in the same way. I feel like that's the only loss.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
For example, Akuma, you can't punish sweep anymore unless he's point blank. Okay, that's too bad. But for the most part, I feel like it's a wash or better.
And I've said it.
I'm cool
I've
with
said it was just kind of like it was dumb that he could punish those things with jab.
It was
anyway.
Look,
Because
I'm a Geef player. I thought it was dumb.
yeah, it didn't make any sense with Geef archetype. You know,
I
what
think
mean?
EX hand standing up is dumb.
So
There
okay,
you go.
so a lot of people are asking about Vega.
Yeah,
I mean,
Why?
how good do you think Vega is?
really good. I
Did you
I
have
did
him-
put him in that second tier though.
The upper or the lower? The lower
The
one.
second one. Yeah.
The lower. Okay. I think he's.
Look,
fine.
I had him in top 10 or just outside of top 10 when Ultra came out.
Wow.
But so few people did anything with him that I just had to think like, I must not have been right about this. So like that's the main thing is I still feel like his footsies are great. He has great damage, more so now than he did before. Mix-ups are better because he has a cross-up. I feel like he has like it's no longer a vortex game, so him being knocked down is not as bad as it was before. I feel like he has a lot of stuff, but people weren't doing it. So
Well, here's the problem: is our best Vega player, which is probably Zeus, stopped playing for a really long time. He came back recently. I don't know if he came back just for an NLBC 100 or whatever like that, but he's obviously a really good Vega player. But outside of Zeus, like, do we have any Vega players?
well, Chris King.
Oh,
but
that's true. But I haven't seen him recently.
it's been a while. You're right. Yeah.
I don't know, I think part of it is, I mean, I've been noticing actually the same thing in Smash is characters who can lose some of their tools. I know a lot of people, like a lot of my friends who like Vega, and they're like, I'm not going to play him because if I lose the claw, I lose all my range and my damage, if even for a moment. You know, Smash does the character Robin, where if you do a move too many times, loses all damage output.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but it's just
I
like
think that's part of the paranoia. And then part of it's also people want to play cool stuff. And they're like, I don't think he's cool.
yeah, that's right. Like Chris King is in Japan right now, so
Oh,
that's
yeah?
why we haven't seen him recently. So.
Oh, that's nice. He was at the tournaments this weekend, apparently.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think Vega's really good because, like you said, now with 3 meters, he's a standing roundhouse away from a red focus combo like every single
Crouching
time.
medium kick,
right?
stand roundhouse.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really good. So.
Really good. So.
But it doesn't come up.
Oh, El Cabana Loco. Yeah, that's
Oh, El
true.
Cabana
That's
Loco,
true.
that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, do you want to keep talking about some of these characters? Or?
Yeah, Makoto. I think is a top 5 character. If I really had to come down to it, if I really had to make a top 5, I'd put her in there. She's so good. Somebody on Twitter was like, "Oh yeah, then what matchups do you think she wins?" And I was like, I'm not sure if that's even the consideration, because she can be losing a match and get one crouching strong and then one other thing, and she wins the round.
Yeah.
She's kind of like another Dudley, in a way. You know what I mean? Just touch you once, do this huge damage, one run makes up your dizzy, and
That
then you're
character's
dead.
ridiculous. By the way, Luffy thinks so too. Back me up.
Luffy thinks.
I put her like in the Chun-Li. It's a contender.
Yeah.
Like,
No, Makoto's strong.
She's very
She's
strong.
super strong.
Yeah, I'm very scared of her.
Yeah. Well, also,
Really?
also, your fear is compounded by the fact that you're a Dhalsim player as well, right?
You know, that probably figures in. but even still, I just feel like whatever character I'm using, I feel like I am usually, I have the upper hand in spacing, and if I don't screw up at all, I'll probably win with a bunch of my characters.
But shouldn't that be the definition of playing anyway? If I don't screw up, I win.
Yeah, okay.
Well, so here's the thing, right?
But if I do screw up once, that's it, I lost.
Some characters you can screw up twice, 3 times maybe, and still be in it, but Makoto, like Dudley, you know, those kind of characters,
Hugo.
you screw up once and you're dead, you know what I mean? You could potentially lose an entire fight just based off of that, so they're never out of it, is the situation, so.
I think that's where it is. Hugo is the grappler Makoto. It's the same thing. You screw up once, then you're in a bad situation the rest of the match.
That's true. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just need to start. I need to play this
Elena,
game.
what do you think about Elena? She got some buffs. She did get a nerf. EX Mileto Smasher is now -5.
That's right.
So it's really easy for most characters to punish.
What did you just say?
Mileto Smasher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mallet Smasher. Got it.
Okay,
I
yeah,
gotcha.
Manato Smasher.
Yeah, it's -5, which means that more characters have access to like their big damage punish normal.
Just need to
I don't
improve
think
your
anyone was
rhythm.
actually using her to peak capacity before.
Yeah.
So I think she lost out on her visibility. I think she, I wouldn't put her as like some crazy like top 5 or anything, but I definitely think she had gimmicks that people weren't abusing enough. She almost felt like to me like almost like month 1 Magneto kind of stuff where you're not blocking this character.
I guess I was never that worried about it. I just defaulted to stand block generally, and if somebody wanted to get me with like one crouching short and then try to link it into jab, then that's cool, but you can't do like crouching short, so like I blocked one crouching short and then always stand up.
Yeah. Well, and then her ridiculous goofy hitbox. I've seen she had a lot of stuff like drop on her for no reason.
You're totally right about that. So that's gone. But crouching medium kick is now farther, which is great. I feel like that for a character that has so many overheads, to have a farther range low is very nice. There's some stuff she can stand people up. DP is 3 frames now. She has some stuff.
A lot of people said that that's really nice. A lot of people said that that 3-frame DP is really good because now she can link into a light DP and just get combos that end with that kind of knockdown situation.
Oh, she has a lot of +3s.
Right. So basically you can do boom, boom, just uppercut. Kind of like, Ken low jab, link, uppercut. So they just said it's going to improve her general like combo ending game, right?
Okay.
Because before it was like spin scythe and you would just launch them over there and stuff like that. Now I don't know how what negative she is after
the benefit of spin size sending them a mile away is
healing.
Free healing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
She still gets a full healing off the throw, right?
I don't think it's a full heal.
No, it's not
like,
full. It's not
like
full.
just shy. No. Like it's one of the throw setups that you just like full heal.
Dude, why does everyone always ask why I have headphones on?
Oh, you already went over that. They'll have to watch the
archives on
the replay on YouTube.com.
Because he wants to hear his own sexy voice.
No, that's definitely not the reason. Definitely not the
What
reason.
about Yang? Yang is a character you don't see very often, but I feel like has a
Yeah.
pretty high ceiling.
I feel like
I don't even have an opinion.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
okay, fair enough.
it's
Fair
hard.
enough, yeah,
It's
fair
hard for him, but I feel like he can be better than we've seen. I honestly feel like he can be better than we've seen I just don't feel like anyone's really sticking with him long enough because he always has Yun looming over him. Like, why am I playing this character when I could just play Yun?
He's not
because
the
his
same.
combo videos are
Right, yeah, he's not
a
the same
different
at all.
character.
Yo, he's completely different, but still, it's like you have your dive kick, you know.
I don't know. I feel like he's more like a Fei
gotcha.
Long. It's cool. Don't worry about it. I feel like he's more like a Fei than a Yun, but not quite as good as either one. But still, he's a versatile character. He has the damage is better than it was. His mix-ups are better than they were. I feel like he's good.
Yeah, I
Pretty
feel like
good.
he's good. So
Let's see. Who haven't we talked about? Bison. What about M. Bison? He now has medium kick into red focus. It's pretty good. Pretty good buff.
it's nice that it'd be connect.
Are you
I have
mad?
so much leftover hatred for Bison that him getting things still upsets
You don't
me.
like him?
Really?
Who
Oh,
made you hate
wow.
Bison?
Okay.
All of vanilla.
Really?
Roundhouse does like 1 billion damage. And he
Yeah.
just, like, I'm still just mad about seeing this character.
Okay.
And the crouching short scissor bull crap. I'm so over his
All right.
hatred.
All right. I think he's good. I still am. I'm not sure if that's like enough. He builds meter well, so he'll probably have red focus a lot now that he actually gets a chance to use it. So maybe it'll come into play more often than I think, but I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah,
Good, but not like top tier.
I also still hate the fact that he has like the best air-to-air normal ever.
With
What?
jumping
That,
strong.
that air target combo thingy, which goes
Hell
into
attack.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
is such a good
Dude, but you know what? Like, as a Bison player, that's like the only thing you can ever do that's fun.
It's the only thing you'd ever want to do.
Fun. No, but now you have combos into red focus. You can do
Yeah,
bigger stuff.
exactly.
I mean,
exactly,
really, his
exactly.
punishes now are twice as good as they were in terms of damage.
Because there were a lot of ranges where you would go into scissor kick and red focus, and it would just whiff.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is
No,
really
he
annoying.
he seems
so.
like he's going back to super, just with less damage.
Maybe.
I mean, his combo damage is bigger, but maybe not
Like
like.
his poke damage, though,
Yeah. Okay.
is way
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
But
Combo Fiend says Bison is top 5. Everybody's saying.
je ne sais quoi?
Well, I mean, one person
Okay.
saying, I think.
No, I
so.
saw a couple of other people type it,
okay,
unless that
okay,
person's
okay.
been typing it a lot, but I saw it a few times in that.
So 3 times is in the same,
Um,
been the same guy. So
What
Oh
about-
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got
Fair enough.
one. What about
Well-
Seth?
Seth. Oh, okay.
okay.
I think Seth is good. I really like the buff of 50 health.
Mhm.
I think that's really good for him. For other characters, I don't think it's that big a deal, but for him as a mix-up character who doesn't have a lot of life, to be able to survive one more DP and live to play another
Yeah.
mix-up, I think is a really big deal.
Yeah. Look,
I
I
like that.
I don't even think his mix-up is as good as it was before, right? Because they obviously changed the cross-up roundhouse and
Yeah.
all the stuff like that. I like the change. I know he's not as much like he's Seth of old, where he was
Sure.
crazy go nuts kind of character. But I generally hate those kind of vortexy crazy go nuts characters.
It's like
so-
Cammy. It's like when you said about Cammy. He has to play honest now.
Yeah, so Seth is more honest now. So I felt like they turned him into a more normal
Okay.
character. It is unfortunate because it does lose an archetype. We don't really have that glass cannon in the game as badly as we
Glass
used to have.
shotgun.
Yeah,
It's everywhere.
We don't have that character anymore in
Yeah,
the game.
okay.
So it's kind of sad that we did lose that, but at the same time, I'm more interested in this Seth than I was in the previous
I
version.
think I
of
agree
Seth.
with that.
So that's basically how I look at
What
it.
about Oni?
Oni's ridiculous.
You think he's really good?
I do.
I just don't see him very much, but I think he's good. I think I would not put him in that top tier.
in the top
Like,
half.
like the ball.
Basically.
The top
Yeah.
half.
Maybe
I would.
top half. I don't know.
I again, it's like that 10 to
Marginally.
15 range.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he still hits like a truck. He's got good
Sure.
toys.
He still has good mix-ups.
I think under the right hands, he's a good character. So like I like Sanford playing him. Like he's
Yeah,
a good
that's-
Sanford
yeah, I
character,
agree with that.
right?
He's-
So
He's like one of my pet characters. Like it's like
Okay.
if I drop Chun, that's what I'm going to first.
Okay.
oh,
I think he's
okay.
an absolute blast, and I think he's definitely viable. Like I think he's really strong.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
A
A lot of people have asked about Adon.
Adon. I think Adon is still good. I don't in 2012 I thought he was top 5, but I don't think that now.
Right.
I don't think that now. He's good, but I understand. GamerB is no longer using Adon for everything but Akuma. he's switching to other characters a little bit, so which I think makes sense.
I'm really sad about the fact that his air Jaguar kick has more delay.
Yeah.
That actually, because that was the trade-off between doing the ground and the air one, right? So you can't buffer into the air one, for example, right? So that's why the air one had better frame advantage.
Right.
But I guess people just really hated air Jaguar kick because it keeps getting nerfed little by little by little.
Yeah.
Get nerfed by chip, it gets nerfed by frame, it gets nerfed, all these
It was
things.
really obnoxious.
Yeah, but I mean, it was focusable, right?
It's
so,
focusable.
I don't know.
Now it's grappler punishable now.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oof.
So I just don't feel like I don't
he's,
feel like
he's definitely just becoming a matchup character.
yeah.
You can play him in some. and
I
not
definitely
others.
feel
Okay,
like
yeah, fair
Adon's
enough.
gotten worse compared to how he was in 2012. I definitely.
Oh
think
yeah,
he's worse.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Dan, I think Dan is still in the bottom tier.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think he's pretty good. Like just earlier today, I was playing against a buddy who I don't play that often, and I picked Dan, and he like tweeted me later. He was like, "That was pretty sick. Like I've never seen a lot of that stuff." And it's not stuff that I'm the only Dan who's doing that stuff. It's just that you don't see Dans, so like you don't necessarily know.
Uh-huh.
But like all the Dans are doing it. But he's fine. Catches people off guard for sure. He definitely has some matchup problems. He beats some characters. He
Yeah.
beats some important characters, but
I think back roundhouse is one of the most important buffs ever made. Like I love it and I hate it because it gives him way better tools in, in situations he didn't have. But on the other hand, if you make a mistake and you just take it, you feel like an idiot.
I mean, he has big damage. It's nice because his counter hit starters are the same as his big combo starters anyway.
Well,
It's
his best anti-air.
And
Like,
it's
have you
even
seen that
up close.
hitbox?
Yeah, even up close. Yeah.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah, it
okay,
hits
okay,
way
okay,
past the
okay.
back of his head.
So, I like that. It's really cool to hit like a 400 damage Dan combo on somebody, and they're like, "What? Like what? No,
it doesn't matter. Anytime I
It's
play
cool,
him,
but-
it's always just super cancel and taunt super,
Oh, really?
and then
Okay.
ultra cancel
Okay.
every time. That's my damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's fine, but certainly he's still. I guess he is bottom tier. I was gonna say he loses to most characters. I'm not sure if that's true, but he does probably lose to more characters than most other characters do.
He probably has the least amount of favorable matchups.
I
He has-
definitely think he's bottom 3 or 4 when it comes to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then because he has a few like fair matchups, and those are good, cool,
Yeah.
golden for you, man.
Yeah.
That's not going to carry you that far.
I think he's better than Dalsum. I think Dalsum is the worst character I play. But even still, I don't think Dalsum is that terrible. I think Dan is a little bit better than that. So
Yeah.
okay.
I agree with that. So, I mean, dude, I feel like there's still like so many characters we haven't talked about yet.
I hate Rose. Sorry, and that close standing medium kick
Like people are talking
Yeah.
can rock
about,
forever.
like
Yeah, it's
people
really
are
good.
talking about Gokin, Guile,
Gokin.
Abel.
Oh, Goken.
Gokin.
I think Goken is. I would put him in that second tier. In the
Oh,
second,
really? The
second
bottom half, huh?
In the second half.
Okay.
But good. Fine.
Yeah.
Totally can win a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Guile, I think I'd put him in the same thing. Totally can win a tournament. Not that great.
I think Gokin's way better than Guile.
I think Goken's better than Guile too. Yeah.
Like I just
I
feel
agree with that.
I
What
feel
about
bad
Guile?
for I feel bad for every Guile since Super.
Yeah, he's been getting hurt.
We've basically skipped all the G characters. Guy
Okay,
didn't
Guy.
get changed
Yeah, Guy got nothing.
in 1.04.
I think Guy is in the bottom half. I don't know. Yeah.
I think he's underutilized.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's great, but I definitely think he's super underrated. His changes just going into Ultra made him so much more playable. He's not going to drop combos for no reason on characters.
Right.
That's
It's
true.
actually-
Yeah, push and chain. Yeah.
Him getting no changes, I think it's. I've noticed this a couple times that Capcom likes buffing or changing either based on visibility or based on things that they know that we don't.
Yeah.
And I really think that Guy is a super underutilized character, and they're kind of just letting it rock for now.
I think he's viable and can win tournaments. I'm not saying he's
yeah,
bad.
yeah. I mean, Mark Teddy, we just haven't seen him play a lot
Yeah.
recently, which is unfortunate, but he still does really well with the character.
But
So.
if the worst thing I'm going to say about Guy is I think he's got the same problem as Adon. He's matchups.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a couple
yeah, some
matchups
bad
You know,
that
matchups.
Snake
Yeah.
Eyes thinks that Guy goes even with Zangief.
Yeah, sure.
And
I don't
Mark-
know. That sounds a little bit fishy.
Okay.
He goes,
Because that Mark Teddy hates that matchup, and so does
Yeah.
Flo too.
I would agree up until the EX green handstanding.
That's a
with
problem
that,
now. Yeah.
With that, I think Geef now beats him.
Because if
But
you
other than
slide
that, I think it
and
would've
he
been
whiff
fair.
punishes
No,
slide,
that's true.
yeah,
Slide
you're
is
done.
No, you don't do slide too often, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What about T-Hawk?
I don't know. I have to see how the Spire nerf.
I don't even know what got changed with him.
Spire is a
it's so
little bit
boring.
less.
It's slower.
It's a little slower on startup.
Oh, did he lose his gun?
Yeah,
it still has a gun. It's maybe not the size that it was
Yeah,
before, but
yeah.
He's like, he had a Magnum, now he's got just a little 9mm.
but maybe on the other hand though, he has better damage up close because medium punch, dragon punch hits twice, and the first one keeps them grounded, and you can do red focus.
Oh Jesus!
Afterward, so up close he has not even difficult 400 damage combos, but you have to be up close in the first place, and
hold on to meter.
That's always been the thing for him. Yeah, and hold on. Yeah, that's true. No EX Spire and die. But the problem for him has always been getting in. Once he's in, he's always been good.
Yeah.
Always been good. So I feel like that buff and nerf trade-off makes him a little bit worse, but I still think he's pretty good.
Yeah, and they also added a juggle point to his medium uppercut too, because the second hit hits now. So off of EX Spire, you can get a medium dragon punch to combo off of.
Oh, it's all about what that native guy. I can't remember his name.
Native Impact. Yeah.
I want to see what his actual opinion is on it. I haven't actually started following.
Yeah, I play all the grapplers but T-Hawk. He's really I don't put that much time into him.
I literally haven't played him since Super 2. And I was like, nope, I'm done. Super Turbo, played Zangief again, whatever. I played him when he dropped in Super. I played him for about 5 minutes, and I was like, well, standing roundhouse is cool. Character select. Yeah, I know what you mean. It just bores me to death.
Boxer, I think Boxer is fine. Again, not that great. I feel like he's a matchups character. And
he didn't even change, right? Like barely anything.
Yeah, basically nothing.
Yeah.
Something fine. About Ultra 2, who cares? But I think he's fine. I don't think he is top tier.
Yeah, I would put him.
I don't think he will be anywhere close to that ever again.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's funny. It's like I feel it's kind of a shame because I think he's a fun character. He's an interesting character to utilize. But on the other hand, I also remember that SoCal for all of Vanilla and all of Super was just boxers everywhere.
Yes, it was the boxer army.
I liked him, but I'm still kind of sick of seeing his face.
I don't know. I don't get why Boxer is super good. Matchups. Then right after that, Zako says that he's good for matchups. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Certainly, I think he's a matchups character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jury. I think Jury has top 5 potential. I think she's really, really good. One of those characters that I'm just not sure why more people aren't playing.
Yeah, I haven't. Really good. I think Jury definitely has top 5 potential, but where are the people proving it?
That's what I'm saying.
Japan's
been saying it for like 3 months now, and I still.
And there's only like the one Yosan, right?
Yeah.
And he's like the one Jury player in Japan as well.
I don't know.
We don't have a U.S. Jury player at all.
Well, not like a top 80 one.
Yeah,
no.
Edma's the closest one that I can think of.
Which years ago.
Yeah, which is sad.
Does DJ Divine still play her?
No, I just had a long setup with him online the other night, and he did not play her once.
What, did he play Viper?
He played like
Chun?
10 other characters.
Okay,
but not Jury.
Okay.
Dudley mostly.
Okay, that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sagat, I still think, is towards the top. I do think he's towards the bottom. Really, I think he's towards the bottom of that. We keep talking about these 2 tiers. I'd say he's towards the end of the top.
Okay,
tier.
no, I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. But I think he's in the upper half for sure.
Yeah, I would say upper half.
Yeah.
I'd say upper half.
People have been doing so well with him. Like it's hard for me to say that he's not good. So
yeah,
well, he's a perpetually stable character.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
yeah.
What are you really going to do to make him that much worse or better without making
him
unplayable?
You really have to change stuff.
Right,
I agree with that.
So.
Yeah.
He's just reliable, and if you've been playing him, for 4 or 5 years in the Street Fighter 4 series, slight adjustment.
Yeah, you're right. Who have we not talked about?
Another G character we skipped. I think he'll be closer to how he was before.
He got 50 more damage on Super.
Well, it got reverted.
Yeah.
It got reverted back to what it was. Yeah, so it went from 300 to 250 back to 300.
I don't know, man. Is that a big enough deal?
I mean, also the hand slap pushes away a little bit further.
Oh, okay.
Or something
Is it
like
one
that?
frame safer or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's fine. Look.
Congratulations to the one guy who's good with him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 2 people. Yeah, so that's true. But even Shen doesn't use Gen in all the matchups anymore. He uses Poison, uses Dulcim. So I think that's telling.
Right. What about Abel?
Abel, I think, is underrated. I think Abel is good. I think Abel is
Agreed.
good.
Agreed.
I think that I'm not sure if I would put him in that top half, but
Wow.
I almost feel silly saying that because I really think that maybe I'll put him in that top half.
You know what I might
I
want to
really
do?
think he's good.
You know what?
I really do.
The more we discuss this, the more I feel like instead of doing the halves and then having those 4 characters at the bottom or whatever, I feel like I need to divide them into thirds.
Thirds.
Yeah, I think like I definitely feel like there's like that really strong group, and then the group that's maybe not quite as strong.
Top 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, everyone else. Something like
Maybe
that.
not quite
Well,
like that.
I feel like it would be like you could have blocks of 10 and then have the bottom 4. Like you'd have the 4 left. Well, who's even 4?
E tier. Yeah.
So I would put Dalsum. Basically, it's D country again. Dalsum, Dan, DJ.
I hear Donkey Kong crying.
I mean,
Not Honda anymore.
Honda
I think.
used to be there, but not anymore. So
Yeah, I don't think Honda
it's
anymore.
really hard. To
I
say.
really need to see these Honda changes. They sound pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
Make me
just
happy.
more damage.
They make me smile.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like I said. It's just the EX hand
it's
slide
really-
forward.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's really useful.
I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that Mike Ross was even like, I think he might be mid tier now. Like
Yeah.
that just shows you that.
That
you
Mike
know-
Ross is an optimistic guy.
No, he is not an optimistic guy. He is
He
not.
wants
an
to have
optimistic
hope.
guy.
Oh, Blanca. Maybe.
See, it wouldn't even be top, mid, bottom. It would really be top, high, mid. Like that's how I would divide
It'd be
them
like
into thirds.
A
you know
plus,
what I mean?
A minus.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Let's see. Who's I just talking about?
Blanca.
Blanca. I feel like Blanca is not that great still. I feel like he is towards bottom of the scale.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I would put him in the bottom.
You're down with that? You like that?
I hate Blanca very deeply.
I don't hate him. I feel bad for him at this point. I feel like he's been bad in all of the games.
Good.
Like, okay, not CVS too.
Well, you
but
know
like,
what? Okay.
Basically,
Yeah, he still deserves
all
it
the
for
games.
CBS.
Other than
Well,
that.
I mean, here's what I'm gonna say about Blanca: is he's one of the hardest character designs to balance because they just gave him this Blanca ball that has no startup, and it's just been that way forever. They have been wrestling with how to balance this character forever now because even from Hyper Fighting, they gave him the drop ball, which
Yeah.
they've never given him back
No,
again,
that would be silly.
ever.
That would be a bad idea.
Right. But like it was too good, and then from there, like ST, he just wasn't good anymore. Then in CVS 1, his Blanca ball knockdown was too good. So in CVS 2, they just made it so it didn't knock down, but
But
on
he was
hit,
freaking ridiculous anyway.
yeah, that caused this really long hit stun.
He
instead.
was good not even because of Blanca
Crouching
Ball. Though. It
Fierce.
was like all his buttons were
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. Oh,
Short
and
hop
the
so
Blanca
forth.
ball was
Blanca Ball was fine. Yeah, don't get
Roll
me wrong.
cancel. Roll
Yeah.
cancel Blanca
Yeah, that's
ball
true
is
with
the
roll
dumbest thing in the
cancel.
or
world.
roll cancel electricity.
Roll cancel
yeah.
electricity
But
just
it's
makes
just
you wanna
like
flip
Blanca
tables.
is just
not okay.
in general by the character design, and I say this about Dalsum too. This is why Dalsum has always either just been too good or sucked, right?
Mm.
Like I feel like those two character designs are two of the hardest ones to
Okay.
balance properly.
Okay.
Like those are just really because the thing is,
Fair enough.
if you make Dalsum work well, like even if you give him like 10 different ways to escape and you have to use the right one. You see Giant in Super Turbo, he knew every button.
Yeah.
Filipino Champion Super knew every button to hit, and then he was too good, right? And then you nerf some of that, and then now he sucks. And same kind of thing with Blanca, like he's either been too good or, which is it, like 2 games, like
Yeah.
you said, and then he sucks, right? So, yeah, I just think Blanca's a really hard character to
Okay.
Yeah,
balance.
I agree with that.
But in conclusion, I don't think he's that great in this game.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
Okay. Okay. I'm sure we've missed somebody, but I'm not sure who at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure we
Well,
have.
we haven't really grinded on Poison fundamentally.
Oh, Poison. Okay.
So I want to make one humorous comment about it. It's like they keep changing her gender with the amount of health she has. Because unless you're Makoto, if you're female, you have to have less than 1,000
I
health.
think that's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
stupid. I really wish that they'd.
Yeah, I know.
I know,
I really do.
So
Attacks.
that is how Capcom confirms gender
Right,
with her.
right.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I think she's one of the strongest dumb characters ever. Just with like the way for how her fireballs work, the overhead flip kick,
That's a really good move.
which is never overhead for some reason.
You know, I mean,
The one matchup, it's unblockable.
right.
You can make it unblockable. Yeah, you can.
All I'm gonna say about Poison is I just have the same complaint. I mentioned this yesterday on my when I was randomly streaming. Is I just hate what they did to her.
oh, she's not how you thought she was going
'Cause
to
the
be.
thing
Oh,
is,
the
in Final
fact that
Fight-
she's boring compared to her actual design,
Well,
and
'cause-
like in the
well,
old Final Fight.
In Final Fight, she was the pixie character. She sprung off of walls. She was fast. She flipped everywhere.
And well, even
now
even
she's
in the
Fireball
old Final
boring.
Fight fighting game, where she was one of the playables, she was drastically different, and now she's a poor man's Shoto.
Yeah, or in fact, no. I say that she's like a rich man's Guile almost now because you don't have to charge for her
Now the
Sonic
Guile
Boom.
has overheads
you know?
that work.
I feel like she, I mean, at least in the previous version of USF4, I thought she was the Ryu, but better. Just like
Yeah,
better,
yeah,
better
yeah.
Ryu. But I don't know, maybe not now. I thought that she was improved. It doesn't sound like she was. I was talking with Broly about this just briefly, and I really thought she was buff. So I was like, are you enjoying new Poison? And I
what
guess
about the changes to
I guess
DP?
not.
If nothing
Yeah,
else,
right.
that.
So buff. So DP was buff, but she lost 50 health. The flip kick is now same on block, but on whiff there's 3 more frames of recovery. It's like very slight.
I was gonna say if you whiff that move, it's your own fault.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
She seems pretty good to me. I thought people saying she was top 5 before were a little bit out of line, but pretty good.
I think on release of Ultra, she definitely had the top 5 potential. Right now, she's fighting to hold top 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right to me. Sounds about right.
Was there any? Someone mentioned Sakura. We haven't
Oh
talked
yeah, Sakura. I think that she is good.
She's still really good.
She's still Sakura.
Yeah.
Yeah, good character.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I mean, she's basically the same.
I don't think she was changed.
She doesn't
all
really
that
have
much.
the vortex, but her mid range game is better to make up for it. So, good.
Yeah.
You know. Did we? I feel like. Oh, did we talk about Faye? Yeah, we did.
We talked about
Totally
Faye.
We talked about Cody. We just didn't know what to say about him.
Yeah, exactly. So. Gosh, I think we got almost everybody.
We might have. We've been talking about this for like an hour.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So.
List a bad poison matchup.
Surgeons.
Oh, jeez.
I think Geef. I think Geef. I would say Geef. Not that bad, but I like Geef. I think Hakan also beats her.
I do want to answer this
One
question.
I will
though.
give actually to Kapidu.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about her really.
Yeah, because you
Don't
you,
hit the table.
Yeah, you're right,
Don't
yeah.
hit the
But
table.
I think Decapitude actually beats Poison. It's not by a huge margin. It's like
Okay.
5.5, 6. But I think she actually beats her up pretty
Okay.
decently.
All right. Fair enough. Let's see. I think. I had somebody in mind, but I forget who it was now. So don't worry about it.
Someone did ask this question on the stream. This doesn't have to do with Street Fighter, but they asked if we're still going to do a Guilty Gear show, an Xrd
Yeah.
show. Yeah, we plan to do it. We may even do it this coming Monday, like a week from today. I did talk to Sanchez, and he said he's down to do it, and he's actually going to learn some of the characters he doesn't know very
Okay,
well,
yeah,
just so
that's
he
awesome.
can talk about it a little bit better.
He's a good guy.
Just as long as he can get an understanding of how the character plays, and he has a general idea of how most of the characters play.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So.
Cool.
The stream going nuts
Yeah.
on the table.
Broly is saying that he thinks that Bison, Blanca, and Abel beat Poison. I can see that. He also listed Geef. I saw.
Okay.
What about Hakan?
I think Hakan beats Poison.
Yeah, but nobody knows anything about Hakan, which is what was so frustrating. So.
Broly knows a little bit something about Hakan.
Something.
What about Ken? We didn't talk about Ken.
Do this?
We talked about him.
we talked about
Oh, we
Ken.
did. Oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he's
he's-
really good. Yeah, you're right. It was in
yeah,
passing.
yeah.
I think he's very good. I really think that he is. As far as which Shoto is best, I don't know. I feel like they're all in this jumble. There's like Evil Ryu, Akuma, Ken.
I think Ken is definitely towards the top of the Shotos.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
I can
yeah,
totally
no,
see
I agree.
it.
I agree.
bet,
I agree.
like-
Yeah.
Maybe best or second best. I don't know. Again, it comes down to the fact that I think Evil Ryu is overrated.
Yeah.
So after that, I think it's really just a matter of where he falls in next to Sagat, if you're one of the people that counts him. I am.
Yeah,
And where he falls
will.
in next to Akuma.
I think he's better than Sagat for sure. I think he might be better than Akuma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can agree with that, but like hesitantly, like yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he may very well be the best Shoto overall.
Yeah. As far as it's true that Poison's flip kick breaks armor, and that is annoying for Hakan. Anything that breaks armor is annoying for him because he's trying to float around with focus game.
Oh, right.
But I feel like
what,
that's
what happens if you
like,
get
that's
the
the
flip
only
kick hitting
reason.
the slide?
I've seen it trade, but I've also seen the flip kick just win. So it just really depends.
Oh, okay.
Surprised.
Well, I mean, it depends on the timing for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's why it's not terrible for her.
Mhm.
Like if she didn't have that focus breaking, if I could really just like do the little focus slide all around, that would be a terrible matchup.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why it's
yeah.
competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? We talked about Rose.
No, I'm saying Rose I think would beat Poison. What can Poison do in that matchup?
I don't.
That's a good question. Yeah,
could've
not
sworn-
throw fireballs probably.
I remember reading somewhere that they thought that fight was actually kind of even.
I remember Ricky saying that she didn't want to pick Rose versus Poison because that was a bad match for Rose.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no.
Okay.
Am I getting that wrong?
That sounds...
No, am I getting... No, yeah. She was going to play Poison against Luffy Rose and didn't want to play Poison.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And
Okay,
then
yeah.
I remember early on people were saying it, is that Blanca. Oddly enough, Blanca is actually a decent matchup against Poison.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was just... Broly was just saying that. Yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wacky.
So someone's saying that Rose loses, and then someone says Rose beats Poison. So it's just going back and forth.
Did we not talk about Ibuki? Maybe we didn't.
No, we didn't talk about Ibuki.
We did a little
did
bit.
not.
We just said that she was just a really good Vortex character.
And just the wake ups and
Yeah,
stuff.
she's one of just a couple of characters that really keeps
Oh,
Vortex.
yeah, that's true.
She has good mid-range stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She has good pressure even outside of Vortex. She can do good stuff.
I remember because she's one of the only characters that
Stun output.
that she can actually start her vortex and react to the slow get up.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's just phenomenal.
Yeah. So that gets her something that most characters don't have. I think she's really good. I guess I might. Certainly, she's among the characters that I would consider for top 5. I'm not sure if I would really do that, but she's definitely like right up there.
Yeah.
Right up near the top, for sure.
Okay.
DJ got a little bit of buffs. He still has some problems. I don't know why they just won't give him like a real set of buffs. Just like doesn't need to be big, but like just give him some small couple of things.
I felt like they just didn't do enough, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's still better than nothing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's definitely better than nothing.
Sure.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still thinking about like trying to set up the microphone right now.
What would you change?
Well, because some people are telling us to get a stand. It's on a stand. I have it tilted upside down. I can tilt it right side up, and maybe it'll look better on the shot, because then you just won't see.
Oh, you won't see the butt?
You won't see the ass of the microphone like this.
Yeah, that might be true.
So I
Maybe
just
we
keep
should do
thinking
that.
about changing that around. So, but I would need to take a break to do that. So.
That's fine. I mean, it's like 10,
Yeah.
15.
Do you want to just take a quick break really quick? We'll come
I
back.
think we've covered everybody.
I think we
Yeah.
might have covered everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take
What else do you want to talk about?
let's take a quick break, and we'll come back, and
Just
then
to-
just for a closeout or something
Okay, sure.
like that. So, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then I just want to try fudging the microphone, see if it looks better, so we can see
Sure.
if people think it looks
Okay.
better or not. So, okay, we'll be right back.
Rolento, I think, is arguable top 10. Maybe not, but I would consider it. We'll see.
Right.
All
Okay,
right.
be right back.